Welcome back. So it's exactly 8:59 p.m. and I'm starting my evening session, if I should call it. So yesterday I recorded a video out of frustration, not frustration per se, it was out of excitement after I've overcome my frustration with TypeScript and figured out some bugs and solved them successfully. So I published the video, and I think that going forward, it's a resolution that I've made right now. That going forward, I'm going to be recording some of these videos and sharing with you my process and the journey of going through building stuff. So currently, I'm building code snippets, and in subsequent videos, I'll show you more about it. I'll probably do a demonstration of what the tool looks like as I'm building it. But the goal is to build it in as a SaaS, like make it available as a software as a service so that anyone who is interested, it's targeted towards developers. But when I think about it, doing my research and knowing what a SaaS platform entails, it requires a lot of work. So I have to do a lot of services that needs to be built. But I think about it going forward, and I realize that there's a possibility of me building a lot more SaaS products. So it wouldn't make sense for me to focus on building every code, writing the code base for just this platform, but all the necessary SaaS features that are adaptable to other platforms, I should make them robust enough so that they can be used. It will be sort of plug and play when you want to build any other platform. So that is the goal right now. And this week I've been working on the authentication, and that's where I got stuck yesterday. Fortunately for me, I've done quite a lot of the work. If I show you on my screen right now, I'm not sure if you can see it very well, but this is Jira, and in Jira I've listed some of the things that I need to do. So for the authentication service, I'm almost done with the basic requirements. There are a lot more other services that I have to work on, but I want to focus on the authentication and get it done so that now this API will be available, the code base will be available. Anytime I'm building any tool that I need authentication, I'll just use this same code base. So that is the plan for now. And today, as I'm about to start, it's now 9:02. So I'm about to start. I want to focus on creating the documentation for this tool the API that I'm building. That's the authentication service, and I'm going to use Swagger. So some of you might have heard of it before, but others you probably might not have heard of it by now. So Swagger is more of a package that allows us to easily write documentation for the APIs that we develop. But the good thing about it is that you are able to test your API right within the browser. And that's why I love it and I want to use it for testing purposes. Because in the past, when I've written APIs that I didn't know about some of these tools, I'd have to manually test it myself, and afterwards manually document it so that anyone who is building the front end will be able to use it as it's supposed to be. But Swagger sort of automates the process, even though there is a bit of code that you have to write to make it work that way. But once you've written that code, it's within the code base, and on any platform, if they clone the repo, they'll be able to reuse it and test the API. So that's essentially what I'm going to be working on today. Wish me luck as I work on it. I'll give you some progress as I go along and take a break from what I'm doing and maybe show you some of the code that I write. And I'll see you again. Bye. It's been 2 hours already. The time is now 11:46, so almost 3 hours, and this is what I've been able to achieve so far. So as I mentioned from the beginning, I'm working on the documentation for the authentication service, and this is what it looks like after I've done it with Swagger. So the good thing about it is right in the browser, I can test all the endpoints. So you can see I've created all the available endpoints. And this is an example where I use it to create a user. So for instance, if you look at it here, I have username, email, password. and I'm able to click on execute to execute it. So after executing, this is the message I'm getting. Status is success message, user registered successfully, and yeah, so all these others are available. So if I try another one, say this get endpoints, and I click on try it out and execute, so this should give me all the users in the database. And as you can see, these are the users that are listed here. So this is the more reason why I love using Swagger. In fact, this is like the third project. I haven't been using it for long, but this is like the third project in which I'm using Swagger, and I already love it. Maybe I'll do a short video on how to use Swagger for documenting your Express.js app and publish it later. Yep. I'm going to get back to coding. So there are a few other things that I need to work on, and I'm going to look into it right now and try and implement it at least for the next 30 minutes before I go to bed. I'll keep you posted. After 5 hours, 20 minutes of coding, this is how far I've come. But as you can see, there's some red in here. I'm still battling some TypeScript errors that I'm yet to figure out. It's already late. It's now 2:19 a.m. I need to go get some sleep. For that reason, I'm going to go rest. But at least what I'm happy about is the fact that I've been able to finish the core functionality of the has it broken? The core functionality of the authentication is done now, so I can go get some rest. This TypeScript error is worrying me right now. Interesting. Yeah, so that is where I stand by the end of today. I've been able to complete the login routes. So someone can log in, someone can create an account, and all of those routes are working. The other thing that I've implemented is the role-based access control, RBAC or RBAC, role-based access control, where if you are trying to access anything on the website, we're going to check, or the platform, we're going to check if you have the right permissions to be able to access that thing. And haven't tested that yet, but I've written the logic to check for all of that, and I'm yet to even create any role to compare it with. So hopefully tomorrow evening when I come back, that's what I'm going to be working on with regards to setting up the roles and permissions and testing that everything works. If everything works and I'm able to fix this TypeScript error, then that would probably be it for the authentication service. Then I can start moving this to link it to the platform itself, or switching to another service and working on it. So when you talk about SaaS platform, I've realized that there are a lot of things that it actually involves. Like we haven't touched subscription, email notification, this authentication, and a lot more that I think there are some that I might not even have thought about yet. But what I'm also thinking is that we focus on the core functionalities for now, the ones that are very essential to the function or functionality of the platform. Once we figure that out and we've done it, we can always build on top of it. So I'm going to get some rest, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.